Okay, so here we have the belt kit of the German soldier. Now, the belt kit that a soldier would wear would depend entirely on the unit that he was attached to. So if he was a Grenadier, for example, the kind of role that I like to impersonate as an airsofter, then he would carry equipment that would allow him to carry a larger than normal amount of explosives, detonators, grenades and so on. So we'll get to that in a moment, but we'll start with the basic kit that the German soldier would wear. And we'll start first of all with what are called the Y straps. And you can see why they're called the Y straps. This portion of the Y strap here would go down the soldier's back and attach to the rear of his belt. And these sections here would go over his shoulders, hang down over his chest and attach to the belt or ammunition pouches at the front of the soldier. So the clip here would go into the soldier's belt at the back. This allows the soldier to lengthen or shorten the straps determined on how tall or short he is. We have hooks here for what are called the A-frame attachments that allow a kind of backpack to be attached to the rear of the Y straps, and at the front we have the attachments for the belt at the front of the soldier. So Y straps made of leather. If the soldier had been attached to the Africa Corps, then the straps would have been a kind of tan colour and made of canvas. So these are more appropriate for probably the early stages of the war in Europe. However, I use them for my own loadout. Now then, coming to the belt. The belt that I use, just like the shirt that I showed you earlier on, is just a normal black belt that was worn as part of a suit. You can go for the proper German black or brown belts with the correct belt buckles and so on. However, you're looking at quite a bit of money, and in a situation where a normal black belt will do, it's not something that I want to spend money on at the moment. So you can put these loadouts together relatively cheaply just using normal pieces of clothing. So at some point probably will go for the appropriate belt, but this does for the time being. Now then, I'll start with one thing that I've had a lot of questions about. It's actually quite amusing, but I do get a lot of questions about this, the shovel. Now then, a lot of people asking me why I've got one and what I do with it. Like anyone who goes airsofting or is into reenactment and they're putting together a loadout that reflects a particular unit, they're going to carry the equipment that those soldiers would have used. And one of the standard pieces of equipment that a German soldier would have, like any other soldier in any other army, is a shovel or entrenching tool of some sort. So primarily it's to complete the loadout and to make it look accurate. So it would hang off the rear of the belt and it would be used to dig trenches, to help dig bunkers and so on, to protect the soldiers when they were sleeping and sheltering from any kind of bombardment. Is it something that I've used? Yes, I have. I haven't dug any trenches with it, but one chap did get his boot stuck in the mud one day, and after a lot of kind of taking the piss out of my own loadout for having carried the shovel in the first place, the guys actually discovered that they needed someone with a shovel, so it did come in useful one day. So that's the entrenching tool. We then come to the German water bottle. So it's not rocket science, it's a water bottle with a cup on the top. The two items are attached together with the use of a leather strap, and the soldier would use it to store his water or whatever else he was drinking, and he could drink with the cup on top. We then come to the German mess tins. Now these are his cooking utensils, so these would carry his mess tins that he would eat from and also cook his food on over a stove. Haven't gone to the extent of buying a stove to carry as part of this, but as an impressionist loadout, that's more than enough, and that's attached to what's called the bread bag. Now the bread bag, as the name suggests, is where food, bread would be stored. So the soldier would have that hanging from the rear of his belt, and he would carry provisions in there. On short missions, it could even be used to carry extra supplies such as ammunition, and on a skirmish I'll use it for carrying extra BBs, spare batteries, might even put an extra pair of gloves in there to make sure my hands are going to be warm when it gets a bit colder. So it's functional and it's also accurate for the equipment of the time. Now, I mentioned a couple of moments ago that the role I liked to adopt was of Grenadier. So these pouches look rather large. These are Assault Pioneer pouches. Assault Pioneers, or sappers as they're called in some armies, would carry explosives, dynamite, and they would go ahead of the main infantry assault, and they would blow up bridges, mine roads, attack bunkers, etc. So these pouches are excellent for carrying the amount of pyrotechnics I like to carry at Players of War. Each pouch you're looking at carrying around 10 to 12 grenades in there. So what I normally do is, in the right pouch, the main compartment, I'll carry all my grenades in there. The pouch at the front will carry a bag of BBs, so you could probably get maybe 10 to 12 grenades in here and about 3,000 or 4,000 extra BBs in the front compartment. The left hand pouch is one large compartment. At the moment I have some spare BBs in there, however normally I would carry extra magazines in here for the Sturmgewehr 44 that I skirmish with. You may be wondering what the little pouches are at the front. Normally the guys that were supplied with these pouches would be riflemen. So the pouches at the front on both bags are designed for carrying extra clips of Car 98 ammunition. So these are the Assault Pioneer pouches, but I use them for my own Grenadier loadout, as they allow me to carry a lot of extra pea grenades for skirmishing at Players of War. Now, the one thing I haven't mentioned is footwear. In the later stages of the war, the German soldier kind of deviated away from wearing the jack boots and went for lower ankle boots. These are in no way accurate to the period. These are actually the old boots that I wore in my former career as a police officer, and they do me quite nicely for skirmishing at POW, just to make them look a little bit more authentic. They're not normally as dirty as this, just literally come back from the skirmish at POW today, so they're still covered with all the mud and grime from that. What I normally do with these boots is, over the top of them I'll wear a set of gaiters, which the German infantry soldier of the time would wear if he was wearing the lower ankle boots. Again, these are absolutely filthy, having just come back from the skirmish today, but they add an authentic look to the overall loadout if you're wearing modern combat or patrol boots as part of your loadout. I've heard a few of the guys who wear the jack boots complain that they don't give enough ankle support, and some of those guys now are wearing modern boots with the ankle gaiters. Now these are absolutely filthy, so as on a previous video where I had my kit on the bed, I'm going to ask the Airsoft community just to keep quiet about that. I don't want the wife to find out that I've had all my dirty kit on the bed today. I wouldn't dare do this when she was home, so it's just a secret between you and I. And thanks very much for watching, guys.